that'd be great.
Okay, welcome everybody. Nicole, I think you have to mute yourself. I muted by accident. Welcome
Absolutely.
everybody. We have Nicole this morning. Get ready to take notes. Okay, now the call is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Good morning, everyone. How are you? I'm so excited to be here with you today to share some insights and things that I've learned along the way. But I want this also to be a little bit interactive. Today, I'm going to be talking about inviting and connecting, right? And the art of inviting and connecting, I think, is really what I'm going to be speaking about. I have a couple slides that I'm going to share with you, but definitely fill in the chat. Think about what you're doing on a daily basis, because that's really what we do every day, right? We invite people to take a look. We invite people for a conversation. It's something we do every day or in the pockets of our day, however we're doing and sharing. So I'm excited to be with all of you today. Let me pull up my slides here right now so I can share that with you. Can you guys see that? I think you'll be able to see that. I'm going to put it on slideshow. Here we go.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you, George. I see that. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm excited to share with you a little bit today. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple different things. There's a lot to share here, but I also want to give a little time at the end to kind of answer some questions and or to support all of you in what you're doing. So I'm excited to be here. Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Barone. I haven't had a chance to meet all of you in person yet, so I look forward to that. So welcome to the call today. But today we're going to talk about building relationships, right? And that's really what it's about. It's about really starting and building relationships. I'm going to talk a little bit about personalizing it, making it personal to the person that you're connecting with. Keeping it simple is really important. I want it to be effortless for you and natural for you, right? Things that you do every day. What do we do every day? We brush our teeth, we eat, we do certain things every day automatically. And I want to keep it simple for you when you're thinking about this, as well as being respectful and following up, which is so key. So I'm excited to share a little bit with you guys today and keeping that. So how do we build relationships? I'm going to talk about that in a second, but I think the most important thing that you hear on this call is about our energy and our mindset. So I would be remiss if I didn't speak about this as right away and kind of share with you how I get set up to make calls. So I have a routine every day, right? And it's actually creating energy in my body when I do this routine, right? And so I want to help you really by making the most impact when you're doing reach outs to get in the right frame of mind, right? So what does that look like for you? What does it look like for you to kind of get that energy flowing and having you make impact? So, for me, it's really about getting air. Going out, getting air, taking a walk first thing in the morning, being out. Maybe you have a pet that you like to walk. Maybe it's cold in your area and you don't want to be out too long, but just to get the natural energy flowing in your body and movement. If getting out isn't possible for you, even just doing something as simple as squatting. I like to say doing air squats before I make calls, or listening to great music, listening to something motivational, listening to something inspirational. Maybe you have a gratitude journal that you're journaling every morning and you're just writing down 3 things that you're grateful for. And the power of writing is key here. So that's really important. But also maybe you just pray, right? Maybe you just read some scripture. Maybe you meditate. Whatever that is for you, I would love for you to turn it on for 10 minutes. I would love for you to ignite yourself and have a little bit of a routine, because that's going to create this energy in your body. And that's what people pick up on. That's the passion they hear within you. I always really connect with people when I'm standing, right? I'm sitting down now sharing and talking with you, but when I am calling someone that I haven't connected with in a little bit, or reaching out or doing a reach out for a friend of a friend of a friend because they said, oh, they might like what you're doing, I'm always standing. And one of the tricks that I do, which is really fun, and I share this with a lot of folks on my team, is I actually like to fold laundry while I have earbuds in or while I'm on the phone with someone, because the act of folding and is creating energy naturally, right? And so I'm not just sort of down in my chair and kind of having that. So I think that's important. But I also find that I like calling sometimes people in the car. Have you found that too? And you can drop it in the chat if you want to. But like when you're in the car, you're seeing people walking, the sky's blue, it's pretty out, you're in a really cool environment. And maybe it's like fun for you to like call people from the car. So those are all ways that we're going to be getting into an energetic state because we're all energy. And I want you to create that, with folks as well too. So I think it's really important that we do that. So those are some of the things that I do. I would love for you to put in the chat if there's anything different that you do, because I want us all to learn from one another in doing that as well. But one of the things we have to do is obviously when we're connecting with people and inviting them to events is building those genuine relationships, which is what you're doing, getting to know people before inviting them, getting to know kind of what their interests are. Social media has really helped us to do that, right? Because we can follow people, we can see what they're into. I have this new friend that he's posting every single day his workouts, right? Every day with his personal trainers. He's like, oh my gosh, thank God for her and her, and they're helping me, these trainers, to get stronger. So it's really fun. So certainly I'm going to reach out to him and recognize that he's been working hard on helping himself stay healthy, right? And all of that. But also engaging regularly is important too, right? And commenting on the post or connecting with them. And it doesn't have to be a lot of time. It could be, 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. I think it's important to make sure we get off of social. I do think that can suck us in sometimes, and we think that we're having connections, but we're not really talking to people. We're not really inviting them. So I don't want that to be the case for you. I want you to engage a little bit, but then get back to work. But we can build relationships with so many new people that we've met, right? Maybe you go for a walk and you just get to know people. Maybe you're playing an activity, pickleball or tennis or something like that. We're just meeting for coffee. And those genuine relationships, people generally want to help you. So when I'm having a great conversation with someone, I'm always inviting them to take a look at what I'm doing, because maybe it's for them or maybe it's for someone they know. And because I've made that connection with them, we've had coffee, we've, taken a walk together, I've gotten to know them. And what's really cool too is like you get to know who you want to work with, who you want to partner with, but then they can also see that for you as well too. So I love some of the chatter in the chat as well too. Yes, I love making calls in the car. It's so fun, right? All of that energy. So really, I think you guys get that. I think you guys get, making a genuine relationship is important from the active inviting. And some of you are new to relationships, but you can expedite them, right? If I meet someone new, I'll say, let's have a coffee. Let's go for a walk. I want to hear about you. People love, love, love talking about themselves. Let them talk, right? And the person that talks the least wins. Okay. So that's the most important thing. So I want you to also personalize it too when you're inviting and making connections. And obviously, leading with a compliment is so very important. I think it's really important that we do that. I've always admired how health conscious you are. So I thought of you when I'm having this event, right? So make it personal to them, I think is really important. I also love just leading with, like, I thought of you because I know you always are open to looking at new opportunities. We're having this casual event. I would love for you to stop by. There's going to be some great people there that I want you to meet. That's it. Right. And that's kind of the conversation starter. I think what I learned on early on in direct sales is that I had to zip it as it relates to my company, my products, all of the stuff, because I ended up vomiting on people, right? You get so excited because you help someone and you transform their life, and all of a sudden you're like spewing all this information and, oh my gosh, I have the best product ever. It's going to help you. It's going to take care of you and all of that. So I think I want to always recommend people to just personalize it, but also kind of keep it a little bit vague, okay? And not talking about it. And I always recommend for new people when they're starting to have conversations and inviting people to take a look, I always like to share with them that they should just, go ahead and invite people to take a look and say, I'm new, I'm still learning. I would love for you to meet my partner. I would love for you to meet my friend because they've been doing this a lot. They do this full time. I'm just getting started and I just am excited about this, right? So use the passion and excitement to draw them to an event, to draw them to a Zoom, to draw them to an in-home, a coffee meeting, having a conversation, or a large event like we're having here in New Jersey this week. So those are the ways that we do that. Rather than go down the rabbit hole of it's proactive wellness and blah, 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 like that can be a teaser after they show a little bit more interest. So there is a fine line with that, but not to share too much, I think is really important. And that's just something that I learned along the way. And I love to use my partner, right? So I love having George and Adrian so available to us that we can just book them through Zoom. They're always available for even a three-way call, because sometimes it's just a quick phone call. I want you to meet my partner, George. He's originally from Venezuela. He's been here leading in this industry for well over 30 years. He can probably explain it better than I can. Let's just, are you open for a quick call? And those are things that make it happen. And then the power, I'm going to say this, the power of three, right? Our company, three, right? Because it's me, it's Adrian, and then it's my prospect, right? And that's the power that we're doing as we're inviting, and that's how we move forward with this. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to share it with you the next slide. So I also like to create a little bit of FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, and some teasers as well too. I'd like to offer something and then I like to take it away. And that scarcity mindset, or that scarcity that I create, has people get excited. So, you can do that, showing things about, like, on social media, like sparking curiosity, talking about events that you have, talking about the fun that we have. It doesn't even have to be product related. People want to join a team. They want to join a leader. They want to be part of a community more so than ever. Since the pandemic, I have noticed this more than ever, that people are coming to three and building in my team specifically from community perspective. They love the products, they love the company, they love the leadership, but they love, love, love the team. And I feel like now more than ever, people need that community, right? We can do everything from home. We can be on doing business from home. We can do all that, but to be able to be together as a team, there's something really, really special about that. So, you can mention things like, I'm really looking to create this board of directors. I really thought of you because of your background, and I just would love for you to take a look at this. But maybe it's not for you, but I value enough that I really would love you to take a look at this. I would love to schedule a call because I'm so new, right? I'm so new and I just want to be able to get all your answers, questions answered. Okay. So I love to take it away. And I do that on a regular basis because I want people to know they can say no to me, right? And they can say NO to me once I've clicked through the slides, or once Adrian and George have clicked through the slides. That's when I kind of talk about and accept a little bit of a no, but then I put them on the back burner and I know it might not be their time, because sometimes it is a timing thing. So I love to say, maybe it's not for you, but I thought of you because you were so entrepreneurial. I thought of you because you're so interested in your health and you're always doing things to help you and your family. So those are really genuine things that we can do as well too, which I think is really important. So I don't necessarily send any information to a prospect before I have a conversation with them. And that's just dependent on the call. So it can be a case by case, but I love to just have a conversation with them first, even if it's a three-way call, and to create some curiosity. And then sometimes I may send some information to them. So it's a little bit depending on the conversation. I kind of let that go. But if I have a Zoom call set up for, let's say, a lunchtime, right? A lunchtime Zoom, and I know it's the next day, I'll say, I would just love for you to jump on the Zoom call. So maybe right before the Zoom call, I would send the information on my company, and then I would have them learn more on the Zoom call, if that makes sense. But I think there's a fine line. I never blast out anything. I think it needs to be trickled on people, and I never just, throw out. I actually had somebody reach out to me with a new company, and it was a person that I knew from my corporate job. And it was really funny because he's like, "Hey, Nicole, how are you? I did something new." And then he blasted me with all of the, pages that he had about his product. And he said, "Can we get on a call? I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Oh gosh, I got to teach this guy not to do that." Right. So I don't want that to happen to me, nor do I want it to happen to a potential prospect or some person that I would love to work with. So I like to just trickle. I just like to trickle on them. I like to reach out to them. When I leave a voice message and inviting them, I don't say anything. I say, hey, it's Nicole. It's been so long. We met at, I know you through. I would love to connect with you. You've been in my heart. You've been on my mind. I keep wanting to reach out to you, and today's the day. Can you call me back? Right? That's it. And I'm waiting for a call back. I reached out to someone and they texted me back and they go, I got your message. What's up? And I'm like, oh my gosh, you've been on my mind. I've been wanting to talk to you. Are you in town? Or are you traveling for work? So she responds, I'm traveling for work. So we kind of had this whole dialogue. And I said, I'm doing this really big event on Saturday. And I know you've told me in the past it wasn't the right time. Is now the right time? And she said, send me the invite. I'll see if I can make it work. Right. So that's kind of the trickle as we go, as we're inviting and connecting. And there's a lot of follow up in that. So I want you to keep it simple, right? Just adjust to fit your style. And that's kind of what I just shared with you. I'm hosting a really fun event on Saturday. I would love for you to come. We are going to have some amazing people there. I'm working on this wellness project. You know, that's my passion. It's going to be fun and relaxed. And I would love for you to come. Just come by. Can you make it? Right. And that's just fun. So I'm just doing it casually. I'm doing it fun. I'm doing it with passion. I have no thoughts on if they're going to join me or not. Do I want them to join my team? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you, everything's going to work out. The right people always show up. And sometimes we like harner onto this person, right? We have a contact in our phone and we're like, I need this person. I need this person on my team. They have to be on my team and all that. And we put all this energy that's kind of somewhat negative and imbalanced into that. And then it might not go as much as we want, right? Happened to me, right? We kind of hold off on. So I know you have a chicken list out there, and I just want you to have fun. Just know that everything energetically is going to work for you, and God is good. And you're going to get some great leads, and you're going to get some great connections, and you don't have to worry. The right people are going to show up and they keep watching you. They keep seeing you and they're going to join you when the time is right. So thank you, Tracy. That's so much fun. I love that. But, you know, how do I get energy? And I love that you said I have a lot of energy in my voice. How do I get energy? It's like a muscle, right? I'm working at it. I don't just pick up the phone after I have coffee in the morning and I've done a little gratitude writing and journaling and just, you know, all of that. I like get into state, right? And if you've ever done any work with Tony Robbins, I'm going to get into that state, right? When you go to the gym, do you just go ahead and lift 100 pounds? No. You do a warm up. Then you start to increase the weight. Then you add a little weight, a little more weight, a little more weight, a little more weight. That's what you're doing, right? So when you get primed, then you can lift 100 pounds. So I really want you to think about that. Now, when we're inviting and connecting, you know, is it happening all day for 8 hours a day? No, right? It's happening for a very limited time during our day. Why? You have other jobs, you have other responsibilities, you have life going on. But what ends up creeping in is other things will start creeping in. So I think it's really important to just get primed, get ready to do it. And I have a trick. My trick is I count backwards and I have a difficult call to make and I have a chicken list call to make and someone that I really, really want to introduce three to, I count backwards. I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I make the call. And the psychological aspect of me counting backwards is going to reset my mindset and it's going to allow me to do the call. And I've done that multiple times. And I shared with my team that when I've done that, I've actually made great connections. I've asked people to go to the Zoom and they said yes. So like when we can talk ourselves out of it, you know, it's a really big deal. So I've been there with you. I'm digressing. I want to move along. So let me check on the time. Okay. So I want you to be casual and respectful, right? If someone isn't interested, that's okay. They're going to be interested when it's their time. And like I said, if I've clicked through the slides, George and Adrian has clicked through the slides, then I can respectfully accept a no for now, right? And maybe just let them know that I'm here and I would love to connect with anyone that they could think of that would be open to a new opportunity. So I let them know. I'm building an amazing team here. I am partnered with amazing leadership. I'm so honored to be doing this. Would you think of me, please, if you know anyone looking? I had a conversation with someone yesterday and I said, listen, I know people potentially could be out of work and or not satisfied. Could you please think of me? You know me for a while now. And I know you just started this new thing, but could you really refer me? I would love for them to take a look. And he said, absolutely, absolutely. At the same exact time, this individual said, I have a referral for you. This person's been in direct sales. She's highly influential. I don't know if she's looking for anything new, but I'll definitely connect you. Like, yes, that's it. Right. So sometimes the best connection is not this person that's on our chicken list that won't take that we're nervous about calling. Right. It's the next person that they know. Right. And you think about your team and who you're working with. Sometimes it's your level 2, level 3 that are the dynamos on your team and you adore and you love them. Right. But they were brought in by someone, by someone, by someone. So you just never know. So no worries at all. I'm here when if you ever want to know more. I'm so excited. I'm going to keep you in the loop. And then I leave it a little hanging, right? Would it be okay if I share updates with you along the way? Would it be okay if I share when something new happens? Because there's a lot of exciting things happening within this company. Would that be okay? So I will actually ask them, what do they always say? I like 90% of the time. Yes, definitely. Keep me posted. I want to know what you're up to, right? Life changes. Everyone's life changes. That's the beauty of life. So following up, you got to set a reminder to message people before the event. So now if I'm inviting to a Zoom or I'm inviting to a event that I'm having, I always want to check in 24 hours. But the most important thing is the call continuum. It never stops. If I invite someone to a Zoom and they can't make it, I have to put on another Zoom on my calendar for them to come to. Oh, no worries at all. You can't make Tuesday at 12 o'clock. How about Thursday at 7? Are you available then? So I'm going to really stay on top of them to book that. It never, ever stops until I've clicked through the slides. It's the fortune that's in the follow up. And you've heard that before, or you may not have heard that, but that's what it is. Following up is key. I'm going to tell you it's going to take about 10 times before you make a connection and someone signs up and opens their account. Why? People are busy. Don't take it personally, right? And that's the important thing. It's just that way. Some people will do say yes right away. Some people do see that right away and we get excited and we just think everyone should say yes right away. But if you continue that call continuum and you never stop it until they've clicked through the slides, offered you a referral, know exactly what you're doing, then I want you to keep calling them and just put it on your tickler to give them a call, or your calendar, I should say. So I want to give you a call to action today. If it's not in your calendar, if you're not calendaring, connecting, and inviting people to events, then it's not going to happen. It's period. It's not going to happen. Yep. I got laundry to do. I got to do the dishes. Got to take the dog to the vet. Wherever you have going on is going to come ahead. Do you schedule your workouts? Do you schedule your doctor's appointments, right? Like there's things you schedule. You need to schedule inviting and connecting. And you're always inviting and connecting to that next person, to that next event, right? It's an in-person event. It's having the next event. One thing that we're doing at every event now is we are putting that next event up. So we're telling them, thank you so much for coming today. We're so honored. And oh, by the way, in 2 weeks, we're going to be here. Next week, we're going to be there. We're letting people know. And that's been key. I've literally had people leave and go, oh my gosh, Nicole, I'm going to come by your home next week. I want to go ahead and bring my husband over, right? And that's what happened at the last event that we had in New Jersey when we were together. It was wonderful. So schedule time to invite and people to connect with them. You know, you can call 2 people a day. You can call 5 people a day. But if you're in this to win this, if you have time to call 10 people a day, then you're going to create that continuum. You know, some are now, some are later, some are going to come, and we keep just going through that. Don't stop, right? It's a call continuum. We keep going. So whatever pockets of your day, right? If you only have 30 minutes a day, prime yourself, get ready, and then make those calls happen, which is really, really important. So, you know, you decide, you let your leadership know what's good for you. I have a girl that is so busy in her business, she's devoted Monday to 3. And she's like, Nicole, you call me, we're going to be following up. And every single Monday, we're making calls, we're following up. She's texting, hey, how are you? And that's the day. Monday is her day. And she's like, I see this. I see this for my family. I see this for my future. I really see this. I just don't have any time to do it except for a little pocket of time on Monday, right? And so that's what I tell you, make it those pockets work for you and your team and understanding what's in it for them. So I love sharing with you. I'm going to stop the share right now. I'm going to kind of turn it over as we sort of wrap things up here. Thank you guys so much. I tried to kind of keep a monitor on the chat, but I'm excited for you to have events, invite to events, and make event. Now, if I have an event, it can only be one person sometimes. right? That's an event. Doesn't have to be a whole bunch of people. One person to the party is an event. And that's all you need to have, right? So if I know that 12 o'clock works for my team, I'll just make a 12 o'clock lunchtime Zoom and I'll let everybody know that they can come to that Zoom or do an individual Zoom. Anyone have any thoughts or questions as we wrap things up here today? Love to hear from any one of you. Thank you for commenting in the chat. I love it.
Good morning. My name is Joel. Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Joel.
Joel,
How
how
are
are
you?
you?
Good morning. I actually did the vomit thing yesterday, and it's so. I caught my after you mentioned it. I said, okay, that's what I did.
Uh-huh.
The guy
Uh-huh.
was so cool. He said, yeah, you're kind of a little excited, and he's the guy who goes, I'm a banking guy, so. I need to know definite stuff, so just slow it down a little bit. He told me
Yes.
he's a good friend, but he
Yes.
told me, just like you said, zip it just a little bit and listen and make it about them. But anyway, thank you for that advice. It was wonderful.
Awesome, Joel. Welcome to the club of vomiters, right? If you're vomiters and your screen's on, raise your hand or put a thumbs up in the chat. That means you're doing this business and you're passionate and you're excited, right?
It's
And
something
you're just
that
learning.
I'm going to mention, Joel Guzman. It's an honor to have you here. He have won 3 Emmys. He
Oh,
is he and his wife that they have. You can find him on the internet because just enter the internet and you're going to find him there.
oh, that's great. That's great. I will do that.
Anywhere in
Oh,
the YouTube channels, etc. I had the privilege and the honor to met him about a month ago. We have a meeting in Austin. He was one of the people in Austin with other people. But glad to have you on the call, Joel.
oh, that's so great. Yeah, that's great, Joel. And you'll learn that in time, right? So it's always about them. It's always about what's going on with them, what's going on in their life. You're so excited to hear about what's going on. And then they're going to turn it over to you. And then you're going to start talking. And when you're going to talk, you're going to top line it, right? You're going to talk, oh my gosh, things are going so great. I just have some new partners. I'm so excited. This is what's happening. We have an event coming up. I'm inviting to this event. And they're like, well, I want to go to the event. What's the event about? Oh, it's my new company I joined, right? My new project I'm working on, whatever the words are right for you. There's so many different leaders that have so many different ways to say things. It's beautiful, right? It's that art of inviting that works for you. And so you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So Joel, I vomited on someone and I called her up like a little bit later. I'm like, I'm so excited about what I'm doing. I think I like shared so much with you. It's so funny. I don't even know if you could make heads or tails of what I said, but I thought of you and I really love your background. And I know that you should definitely take a look at what I'm doing. So what'd she do? She said, I'm going to take a look. What'd she do? She joined,
Right.
right? So it happens all the time. So it's really fun, but never a lost person. It's just like we're learning and we're learning together. That's fun. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else want to share before we wrap up?
Any way to convince someone to ride 2 hours with you to a meeting?
I would just love to say, to them that I just joined something new. I would love to have you ride along with me. I don't want to ride alone. I enjoy your company. I would love for you to check out what I'm doing. It'll be fun. We're going to go hang out with some fun people. Would you come with me? Yeah, that's it. Maybe you tell them you buy them coffee and you enjoy their company and you want them to come along. I've done that before. Absolutely. Bring people, fill the car. Always fill the car. There you have 4 extra seats there, 3 extra seats, you need to fill it. So keep calling until you can fill the car. They'll come. I love that. Mm-hmm.
And don't ever be afraid of no's. They're
Mm-hmm.
out there more than us. Just don't be afraid of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. And Christine says, and bring some food in the car. Yeah, I got food. Let's get, I got snacks. Entice them. Exactly. I love it. Road trip. Yeah. And I love that you said that, don't be afraid of no's. That's part of our business, right? And so when we're building our muscle and our mind muscle, and that's exciting. And I know Christine's doing the global opportunity call tonight, the empowerment call tonight, and talking most likely about mindset. We're building that muscle right? And we are expected to get no's. That's part of it, right? And what are the ones? I don't have time. I don't have the money. You know, I don't think I can do this. That's what's repeating in people's heads over and over and over. So yeah, expect that and know how to overcome that as well too. Okay. So it's top of the hour here. So I'm going to kind of wrap things up. I want to thank you so much for joining us today.
I think there's a question, by the way. I see a
What's that?
hand. I see a question. There's somebody with a hand up.
Oh yes, please go ahead. Thank you, George.
Yes. So yes, this is Rochelle. And I'm from Utah, but I actually am in Austin. And I love, just going back to sometimes the timing isn't right. I just visited an old friend from, I've known her since I was 12. I shared information with her months ago because, she's passionate about health and fitness and, being proactive. And, the timing wasn't right. She was in the middle of some things, but you never know what's going on in their life. And so I made it a point. I'm headed to Austin for other reasons, but my gut just said, you need to connect. And I went and stayed with her, and she just got diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and she's having like a really hard time with her health right now. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't the right time then, but now things have changed and she's open. I mean, not that she wasn't open before, it's just, she still has to make sense of it. But I put her on a call with, just for a chat with Renee. And it was like, she feels more confident that she can get through this. And I left her some samples of, the Vitalite because I know it can help her. And so I just wanted to share that because even though it's no, you have to get the no's put you closer to the yeses. Yeah. And, if I would, but, timing is everything. And so just go back to those people. Don't give up on them because we're all going through things in life that, it's got to fit for us. So I just wanted to share my little win because it was following up and then listening to my gut.
I love it. Thank you for sharing that when we needed to end on that high note, right? Because that happens all the time and it's timing for everyone. And as you realize, it's never about you, right? She was busy at the time. It wasn't the timing when you were excited about what you were doing. And so if we can move through that and keep inviting and keep talking to people, that's what shows through. And you came back to her to say, like, I'd love to just have you take another look or take a look, you know what I mean? Because you're helping her. So how exciting. Thank you for that. Awesome. Yes. Any other last questions?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. That's sweet. Any other last questions or thoughts before we head out? Wonderful. Okay. So taking the energy from this call, I want you to stand up. I love to do some air squats or squat as much as you can, listen to some music and make that phone call. Okay. Just make that phone call, reach out to someone, ask them how they're doing, ask them what's going on in their life, right? They're going to reciprocate and say, well, why you call? What's going on with you? I called you for a reason. I would love for you to take a look at what I'm doing or have a conversation or the words that are right for you. And we have scripts regarding that, but it's just getting people to take a look. So thank you guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Super. I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you, George.
Great call. Great call. Yeah, and it's been recorded. The link for the YouTube recording of this is on the right side. Thank you very much and have an amazing day, everybody.
Have an amazing day. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Ciao, 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 pescao.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao, bambino.